I do on my nights off, I go and I look for new talent and I look for shows because I just love stand-up comedy. I love this feeling of we're all in a room together and we're all sharing this. So last night I went down to Last Boston, the big 300-seat place down on the waterfront, which I think you would like. Not as much as me, but you would like them. And I saw Boston Casting had a big audition of like the top new talent coming out of Boston to show Boston Casting that Last Boston put together. And this young man, I saw him and it was just, I think he is absolutely terrific. Let's bring on Trainor.
What's going on, guys? I like it. I like coming to places like this. Like, I spend a lot of time now in like attics or like basements to do comedy and stuff like that. But when I was younger, I used to pick places based off of if I did well with women, I would go back. That was kind of my only logic. I went to Jimmy Buffett concerts for 6 years based off a hand job we got in a porta potty for a married woman. So I think this is better. I was talking to my sisters recently, and we kind of figured out that our family is white trash. You know, like, we realized our first 5 family vacations were all to horse racing tracks in different states. Not the ideal place to take a 10-year-old. You know, it's not, like, Disney World is fun, but when you hit the Exacta and you're walking around with $120 as a 10-year-old, like, that's a living. You know, you buy another 9-year-old a hot dog, like, that was the best date I pretty much ever had in my life. Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of degenerates at like horse racing tracks, like, and you can really pick out the alcoholics because they all have like those alcohol shoes, you know, like the white generic shoes from Kmart they bought 8 years ago. Like that's how you can really spot an alcoholic, you know. I kind of worry I might be an alcoholic, but I don't have those shoes yet, so just gotta keep moving, you know. I have a big family. I think a lot of younger cousins, I think we need to teach younger kids to give up on their dreams at a younger age, you know? Like not all their dreams, just the first couple dreams they have, you know? Like, I collected rocks for far too long. Like, that's I was petrified of a baseball in Little League. Like, I should have quit by the time I was 13. But I was talking to my little cousin, and I was like, hey, so what do you want to be when you grow up? And she's like, oh, I want to be a princess. And I was like, well, you might want to lay off the Dunkaroos then, you know? Princesses work, but... I was trying to explain to her, though, there's like 42 princesses in the world, and 37 are in Saudi Arabia. You know, it's not ideal. They say the job's not as good as it seems. I live with my grandfather. He's 90, so I have to take him to like a lot of like elderly funerals of people I've never met before. You know, like I don't know if you guys have been to a Catholic funeral, but they're kind of a drag. Like they're not. I think it's a setup. It's all wrong. It's 3 stories about Jesus and one about Ethel in the casket. It's like I've never met Ethel before. You know, Jesus headlines this place every weekend. Let's get Ethel a shot. You know, like. And it's always the same stories too. It's, the great granddaughter gets up there and talks about like, how great Nana's meatballs were. It's like, this woman saw the rise and fall of the Soviet Empire. Like, she's seen some things. Like, we need to give her a better send-off. Like, I think we pull a page from her diary and find out what she actually thought about the family, or get her friend Dolores up there to tell the story of the time the Navy ship pulled into port in 1942. I'm from the North Shore, so anytime I come to like Cambridge or different places and I'm trying to pick a pizza place, like, here's how you do it if you're in a city urban. You walk in, if there's like duct tape on the chairs, that's a good thing, Or like there's coasters under the table to keep it balanced, or the guy behind the counter is like just an asshole, like those are all good things, That's like the same way I try to pick women I date, like, you can't tell which eye is the good eye, there's like a pole in a weird spot, like that's a girl you can take on a road trip, like that's, she can tell a story, Yeah, I moved out to California a few years ago, and when I was moving out there, I was like, dude, you're gonna love the women in California. Like they're all gorgeous, they're beautiful, they're fun. No one mentions though when you move out there, like how good looking like the guys in California are, you know? They don't mention the fact that like you might want to lick the salt water off a surfer's abs as he's coming Like if you guys are on the fence on where you stand sexually, spend some time in a men's locker room. You know, really get to know yourself is what I found out. That's why I moved back, really. Much safer here for me. Is what I found out. All right, thanks. I'm Tyler Trainor.